Alright, so if there's two things I don't like in music, it's bad cover arts and artists that lies. And for the past couple of months, we've had a slew of artists feed us a full plate of garbage by giving the impression that they were going to try something different. But after the long-winded and very annoying search from one end to the next, I have finally found it. I have finally found an artist that actually did something different. And no, they didn't just give us 6 tracks at a bare minimum and then went back to their old sound like NBA Youngboy or just hopped on a dying trend way too late into the game like Trippie Redd. But instead, we're talking about Lil Yachty, who went away from the traditional hip-hop and pop rap sound he's known for and instead gave us a 14-track run of psych rock and alternative sound that definitely helped me ascend. So if you guys remember a while back from my 2022 summary video, I talked about how Lil Yachty's upcoming album Sonic Ranch was fully leaked online, although still unfinished and not at the best quality. And although it might have sucked at that moment for him, it's good to see that he didn't fold to the pressure of leaks and still followed through, giving us a nice 14-track run of some Tame Impala inspired tracks that totally take me on a ride through some sort of psychedelic landscape. And as I said in the intro, I was already having a hard time with hip hop artists talking about doing something different before, and with Yachty coming out of the woodworks to say, hey, by the way, I'm dropping an alternative album, I was like 1 second away from dropping a genre as a whole until I sat down and actually listened to this. But when going through this, it's like if you combine Mahal by Tore Moi and Currents by Tame Impala into this matchup of 80s psychedelic rock and modern alt rock sound that I really did enjoy. I think the main issues would have to lie within his vocals, because he does this weird auto-tune effect thing whenever he harmonizes that makes it sound like he's screaming into an open fan instead of actually singing, and it bothers me so much. And I saw he did the same thing with his hit single Poland that came out a while back, but man, I was really hoping he would not follow it up on here, but whatever. And he also does a little bit of rapping on this project to kind of help some of these tracks, but it's nothing crazy or filled with much substance, but at least it helps everything sound nice. But as for the production, I think this was the main highlight for me on this album, with Yachty tapping in with a slew of artists to create some absolute bangers, with credits from Sad Pony, Patrick Wimberly, Nick Hakim, MGMT, Mac DeMarco, Alex G, Magdalena Bay, and many more that truly left me impressed from beginning to end. I think the only thing this project was missing was Kevin Parker himself, and it could have been an absolute banger. But when going through and listening to some of these instrumentals, such as The Zone, Drive Me Crazy, and Reach the Sunshine, it's like I'm hearing firsthand how Yachty is trying to push himself beyond the norm and beyond the weaker attempts at a new vision, with the bass guitars and wavy synths carrying us through these 3 to 5 minute tracks, really emphasizing on how much influence Tame Impala might have had in Lil Yachty's direction. And then there are tracks like Should I Be and The Black Seminole that have moments where the guitar will just shred in the background and elevate the song completely, or how there's this more funky pop rock sound on Running Out of Time that I also really did enjoy. But then there were the features, of which were unfortunately hidden, but thanks to some quick detective work, I was able to figure out some names that I could have heard on some of these tracks, including Tizo Touchdown on The Ride, and Justine Skye hopping on both Running Out of Time and The Zone. But the main ones I really want to talk about is whoever the hell was on Drive Me Crazy, because they legit made this my favorite song from the entire album. Like, the vocals are nice and they compliment Yachty so well on the chorus to make this absolute banger of a track. And then there was Daniel Caesar on the final track, Reach the Sunshine, that I also loved and made for an amazing outro, with Daniel taking over quite a bit with some somber echoing vocals to give this track a more dramatic feel. But when going back to Justine and Tizo, they both played their parts greatly, especially Justine with her being the main highlights on both their respective tracks thanks to her amazing vocals, especially on The Zone, making it another one of my favorites. But overall, can we just give a round of applause to Lil Yachty, because while everyone else thought this man fell way off and was kind of just riding a wave of being the cool dude in hip hop just living life, he was actually working on being a better artist, not for himself but for his fans too. So to put this on the scale, I'm giving this a high 7 out of 10, being something I can definitely see staying on my radar for a long while. But how y'all feel about Yachty's latest album? What would you rate it? Let me know down in the comments by liking and subscribing. Follow my IG and Twitter, and follow Chocolate on Instagram for more illustrations. And on that note, I'll see you guys on Monday when I ask why Tame Impala wasn't featured on this album. Peace.
That makes your head move.
Let's see if this works. You feel? Oh my.